welcome to the very first episode of The Unseen Pillars, a podcast dedicated to shining a light on the mental health of those who actively support loved ones with chronic illnesses or disease. I'm Anshika Janampally, a current sophomore in high school, and I'm so thrilled to have you guys join me on this journey. As someone who has personally seen how diseases and chronic illnesses can take over the lives of several families, I understand the unique challenges that come with being such essential caregivers. And together, I want to shine a light on this very important subject. Now, this first episode is mostly just for you and I to get to know each other a little bit better. So don't be alarmed that this episode is a little bit short, because I promise the best is yet to come. But like I said, I want us to get to know each other a little bit better. So, like I said, my name is Anshika, or Anshu, as many of my friends and family call me. I'm currently going into my second year of high school, and I'm really excited to start spreading my message. This podcast, The Unseen Pillars, has been a plan of mine for almost a year now, and I'm so thrilled that I get to finally show you all what I've been working on. This idea had first come to me at the beginning of the school year last year, when one of my amazing family members was unfortunately diagnosed with a very severe disease. And it kind of just really drove me to begin spreading my message now, and just hopefully really educate how important mental health is to people who are surrounded by so much grief and all the trauma that come with illnesses and diseases and hospitals in general. Now, in this podcast, if you continue watching, of course, you'll get to join me to explore the often overlooked mental health struggles of caregivers and loved ones. Because whether you're caring for a patient with Alzheimer's, or your spouse with cancer, or even just your own child with a chronic condition, your mental health is just as important as the care you provide. And I really want to emphasize that, because that's the whole reason I started this podcast, just to raise awareness and offer support that can make your journey just a little bit easier. Because mental health is not linear, and no matter if you're a patient or if you're a patient's loved one or their support system, you matter and you're so important. Now, I do want to share a little bit more about why I started this podcast. So, as I told you guys, over the past year, I have firsthand seen a loved one go through the endless trauma that many chronic illnesses and diseases entail. I've seen how their illness has attacked not only their own mental wellness, but also a lot of the people around them. And while there are amazing support systems that are offered to these patients and their immediate family, it's not always offered to the other people that help them. This means the friends and the family who offer their endless support to ensure the safety of patients are almost always overlooked. And this is really important to change, because I've seen firsthand how caregiving can take a toll on the mental health of everyone involved. And hopefully with this podcast and this whole platform, I want to create a space where we can talk openly about these topics, not only to bring awareness, but to also just show the importance of educating the values of mental health, regardless of your situation, whether you're a patient or a spouse or a loved one or anything. I want it to be my mission that through this podcast and all of you amazing listeners, we're shining a light on these unseen pillars, these backbones who really do play such a pivotal role in their recovery and just treatment in general during their loved one's fight or during anyone's fight that they know. Now, more about the structure of the episode. Each episode of this podcast will feature different aspects of caregiving and mental health. By interviewing expert guests with first-hand experience with mental health and the atrocities of chronic illnesses and disease, we'll discuss various topics, including the importance of mental health awareness, the intensities of health problems, the value of balancing personal needs, and of course, just understanding the overall psychological impact of chronic illnesses on caregivers and loved ones and patients in general. I really do hope you'll join me on this journey by subscribing to this podcast and sharing it with others who might benefit. Because by doing so, you'll be part of the community that understands and supports each other. You'll be part of the change that will bring attention to the hundreds of thousands of unseen pillars across the world that need their own support systems. And you can follow us on Instagram or Facebook for more resources and updates. And remember to stay tuned for what's to come, because together we can create a supportive space for all caregivers. Now, of course, Thank you so much for joining me on this very first episode of The Unseen Pillars. Remember, your mental health matters just as much as anyone else's. And tune in for our first expert interview coming soon, where we'll dive into the emotional journey of understanding the importance in taking care of your own mental health. Until then, I really do hope you guys take care of yourselves. And thank you for listening.